right? So counting.
I ask her what she does with school. Nothing. Nothing.
Usually the language and the sandpaper letters, that will come first, and then they'll move to the counting. But to do the simple counting is gathering things in the classroom, get me 4 items, 4 pencils, and you'll see them have a card, and they'll bring that number of 2. And then they would again do the sandpaper numbers, and then from the sandpaper numbers they would go to the number rods, which are the long counting rods that look like the red rods. So you have the prequel, which was the red rods, and then the number rods, which introduces the concept of symbol and quantity. And they have another lovely one I love in the primary, which teaches the concept of odds and evens, and it's called cards and counters. You'll probably see that at Silent Journey, where it shows the odd and even pattern when they put the beads, when they put the little disc down, and you draw down and you say, oh, this one's odd, this one's even, this one's odd, this one's even. So it's their first exposure to odd and even. There's also a simple, what we would call spindle box, which is just the spindles. You've seen that where they're counting. You've seen it in the classroom? They're counting it, then 0 doesn't get any, right? And then they count 1, 1, 2, 2. So that's the very beginning introduction to the quantities of 1 to 10. And then there are a few simple lessons that introduce the teens and the 20s, and of course the endless skip counting, which we didn't get into today. But I mean, because our curriculum is huge. It's just a little introduction to multiplication, and then talking about how, and this maybe is particularly for Abby, you know, how do you include math in your daily living without feeling like, yeah, sure, right? That's a tricky business. The placemats, the silverware, counting all the silverware, playing some games with the silverware. Halloween candy is particularly great for that, right? You know, you can put out all your Halloween candy and be like, okay, I had 3 Musketeers and 2 Almond Joys. How much did I have all together? Well, Dad ate 5 yesterday. What would you have left? I mean, and then that way you're keeping it lively.
See, that's what Emma does on her own. Like, she'll take out a bunch of stuff and say, I have this many. How, if I add this many more? Like, she's trying to
make find the exact
herself.
That's fascinating.
Or she'll say, if I take this many away, how many do I have left?
Right.
So then we figure out how many she has left.
What kinds of things do you think Abby's doing at home? Like, you can count all the shirts and some.
She does, yeah. She'll like organize shirts and clothes, and then count all of them. Yeah, we have done the canning with like jelly beans in the spring. Our jelly beans in the spring, and like we have 2 handfuls of jelly beans. Break them up, and then count how many you have left, that sort of thing, or take away some and then count again, that sort of thing. So yeah, we have been doing that.
Yeah, pretty much anything that you can attach a numeric question to is fun to explore, but you have to explore it out loud for them. Well, wow, you have 6 pairs of socks. Each pair has 2 socks. How many do you have altogether? Right now you've got 6 times 2, so they would think about it. They could get them out and count them, but then you would want to point out that well, that's 6 times 2, right? So that's 12. You would have 12 socks altogether. I don't know how many socks you have, but you can play that with a million things in the playroom. You can do it with your stuffed animals, but really trying to get her to start to use her questioning, reasoning mind. Isn't that cool? Thank you. So that is what we plan to go through today. There'll be more another day. And I hope you'll come for Silent Journey. It's supposed to be fun. Did you come once already? Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Oh, good.
It just makes me very excited
to see the material. And, yeah. You gonna drive? That's so exciting. Thank you. Thank you. I like these kids.